The HR firm Reabur.com have found that 1 in 5 of us, and I love this word, it's a tabloid word, have romped with a member of the opposite sex, or possibly a member of your same sex, whilst at work. Confession time now. I've only ever done that once, and when I was 16, when I was an apprentice, and there was a very attractive girl in the office, and we managed to romp in between 2 doors from one part of the factory to another. Very quick romping. Very quick romping indeed. But there's some amazing statistics here. Andy Barr is the marketing manager for Reabur.com, and managed to get Andy on the phone. Andy, first of all, thank you for joining us.
No problem whatsoever.
1 in 5's a fair percentage, that, isn't it, really?
It is. I think it's quite a big amount for that particular sector, but it's about trying to understand from our perspective why people are doing it and understand what effect it can have on the workplace as well.
Taking away the obvious why we do it, because we find the other person rather attractive and you want to romp with them, I mean, what do you actually think the reason is?
Well, I think, as we found with the factories, I think it's more about people are in kind of mundane tasks, maybe. So they're getting bored quite quickly. They're working in quite close proximity to other people. And, maybe attraction leads to one thing or another, and off they go.
I do remember a friend of mine, I'll keep this as vague as possible, female friend of mine, who once had a thing with the boss at work. And when I actually saw them out together, he wasn't a particularly attractive individual. And I asked her why. I said, it doesn't seem your type at all. And she just said, well, we're in the same office all the time, and we sort of just drifted into it. I mean, do any of your statistics hold that one up?
Well, we don't go into that level of detail, but I think what we're trying to say to people is, there is a serious issue. People are drifting together, as you say, but it's about making sure that when it does happen, it doesn't affect other working relationships, so people aren't favoured because of it, and that kind of thing. That's the issue that we're trying to drill down into, so to speak.
Well, I'd certainly want to be favoured if I was romping. Thank you very much. We look at all the different professions, and I see that the one profession that I thought would be at it like rabbits, and that's people who work for cabin crew. And, the old Mile High Club is often cited. Apparently, they're not as productive as other professions. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it's actually a bit of an urban myth. I think that if you've been on any flight recently and you see some of these cabin crew and they're working on a quick turnaround, they've been working all day and night, they're obviously pretty knackered, they're obviously quite sweaty, because if you're not there, the last thing they want to be doing is bumping uglies in a toilet.
Now, I love that terminology. Here's an interesting one. How often have we seen, sometimes on TV as the subject matter of a sketch or in the movies, where somebody whose job is going to an individual's home, and we often see the tradesman arriving at the front door, and the housewife with the negligee opens the front door, and that's that stereotype. When it comes to sort of frequency of romps, I mean, what trades do you find are the best represented?
Well, I think, as we found, obviously factories at the top, and also, again, one of the myths, nurses weren't there either, there or thereabouts. So I think office workers were there. But I think, again, for us, it's about understanding why it's happening and where we can try and help companies to make sure it doesn't have a negative effect. But I think you're thinking of Benny Hill. Is that the old one?
That Benny Hill certainly was a pioneer, and the Carry On films and that sort of stuff. You have like the plumber coming to the door with his bag of tools.
I brought my tool to come and fix your pipes.
Exactly. Could you just hold my spanner? We've all been there. But can I just say that it's great talking to you, Andy. I'm hoping that romping doesn't affect productivity.
It bloody won't when I'm working with you.
Exactly. Yes. We won't romp, will we?
No.
We'll try.
Romping is pretty far from my mind at the moment.
We'll try our very best not to romp. Andy, thank you for talking to us. Cheers.